Alright, it's time to make a little video of Fire Emblem. So as you might know, Fire Emblem is really consists of two parts. One part is the social sim part that I'll be playing right now, and the other is the tactical RPG part. Well, I think I'm in chapter 5 or 6 or something, about 13 hours in. So yeah, the game is absolutely massive, it seems. And a lot of it is due to the fact that you have a very big RPG factor now. When you go to town, you stay there for like an hour, I would say. I have lots of items to collect, quests to check out. Let's start right here, actually.
I hope you're up for a challenge.
Deliver the ladder. Every single person, including NPCs that don't even have a name, has voice dialogue in this, so that's why it takes like an hour to see everything. And I think it changes once per month. So month basically means chapter. So you can find sometimes, or very often actually, these items that someone has lost, and it's a really cute way to, you know, check how familiar you are with people.
We must begin our search for Flame, Professor. If she ran off of her own free will, that's her business. But that may not be the case. For her sake, I suggest we assume that she was abducted and begin an investigation. Who benefits from kidnapping her? Let's gather all the information we can on anyone who's been acting strangely. I have a favor to ask.
A steel axe? That's barely worth it. That's alright. Oh my god, that's a lot of red markers on the map. For all of that for a steel axe? Are you kidding me? Oh. So yeah, I chose the house of the whatever it's called, the girl. Anyways. Actually, I didn't even give it any thought which character to choose. It's just that her characters are magic based, and since I've always felt magic sort of lacking in Fire Emblem, and they really revamped the magic system here to be more fun and more enjoyable. That was pretty much a no-brainer for me. Okay, so the first thing you have to do actually every time is to go through every single room of your pupils and see if there's stuff you can pick up. Maybe you think that sounds creepy, and it totally is, but that's Fire Emblem. What? Oh, I guess that was one of the... Whoa, she lets me inside her room. That's a first. What? Why?
There, see? No one's in Bernie's room but Bernie.
Oh, right, okay.
Just wanted to be alone for a while. Have you considered, come to think of it, where is her room anyway?
Like, her thing is that she doesn't let you into her room because she's a shatin. But of course now we're searching for a missing person, so she let me inside. Like, there's so many little details, you know? Like, holy shit, the graphics just are completely irrelevant in this. Oh, there's one. Whatever. Just give me professor points. I don't care what it says. And yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff to read also. Like they really went all out on the lore this time. So you fish by pressing A. And then you press A again a couple of times. Oops, I fucked up. Fucked up twice. Oh well. It's usually pretty easy to get right, so whatever. Yeah, I've picked one house of 3, and that gives me, I mean, I can show you. That gives me like this assortment of characters here, and you know, all of them feel really fleshed out, and these aren't just like random Fire Emblem characters. Every single one of them has had so many cutscenes and things to do, and I don't know what else, that they actually feel more like real people. And I can't even imagine that you can choose 2 other houses and then it feels the same there. It's crazy. I mean, those other people are also on the campus, and I think you can recruit them in some way. Again, I'm still pretty early on, even though it's been like 13 hours, which is the time you can complete some Fire Emblem games in, but not this one, guys. I mean, it's interesting. None of these people have joined my my party yet. Like I only have my 9 students for 5 chapters or so. I mean, you can recruit one person temporarily, as far as I understand it. Or I wonder.
You seem busy, Professor. I'm busy as well. Let's speak.
I'm able to recruit her once my level is high enough. I didn't know that. Cool. Oh, there's lots of items here. That's tea for tea time, where if you do good conversations, you get to stare at them close range for an awkward amount of time. I mean, the weird stuff. Like, I don't think anything is weirder than the characters whispering into your ear in the last game, or like in Fates, I guess. But I wanted to go to these guys here.
What do you require?
So, okay, first we need to replenish, because we just had a really big battle. Where a lot of people died, it seems. So now all the battalions are filled up. So battalions are things you can assign to your character. Maybe you've seen it. We will look into that more in the battle video later. And they give you new abilities, which is really nice. Like, that expands your tactical possibilities by a lot.
Lord,
I was starting to get really burned out by the last one, so having new tactical abilities is actually pretty great. I had no idea what could be his. Telling jokes, magic crests, fashion, career, interested in art, devoted to training. Often finds himself in fights. Harvesting and taxation, no. Colors.
Yes, that is mine.
Oh!
Thank you. Where did you find it?
Alright.
Yeah, that's definitely mine.
Yeah, I thought
You really
so.
saved me with this. I owe you one, Professor.
Nice! Another one down.
Hello?
See, I know my pupils by now really well.
I saw Alois hanging out by he was always getting into trouble for trying to talk to Flame. It's probably a but I'm starting to worry.
Like, there haven't been any lollies so far, but this Flame person is like the closest thing, I would say. So yeah. I already forgot where I already checked. It's like such a huge place, but it's interesting because it's all of it is interconnected, so there's no loading times or anything. So that makes it even more like feel like a real place. And I assume that's why it looks so bad. I mean, there is no anti-aliasing. The textures are absolutely disgusting for a game that's coming out in 2019. You know, it doesn't matter because it just feels like a big, connected, real place because there's something going on everywhere. There you go.
Hey there, Professor. Did you want to talk? What? Me? Abduct Flame? You can't really believe I did that.
That's actually in reference to what we did earlier. That's funny.
Well, this may sound silly, but I was too scared to even look. I couldn't bear the thought of finding her in its depths.
That concludes my questing around now. I've done all the chores for the month, I guess. And at the end, when you're out of ability points, you just proceed. You end today's free time, which I'm gonna do here. And you go on with the rest of the month. Alright, we're jumping into a battle right now. So what I like to do first in a battle is always this. So the game looks shitty for a reason, right? Because you can zoom in and you can look at all your army stuff. And honestly, it looks kind of nice that way, you know. Even though it's not very helpful, but it helps sell this feeling of there's a big place with many armies to battle and whatnot. So let's turn it off again, because otherwise it becomes unplayable. So interestingly, we have a beast-like enemy here. So these are the new type of things, which are like boss battles against really big monsters. And it's actually really well done, in my opinion. It's a great addition, because the type of ending for a usual Fire Emblem map is getting a bit stale, in my opinion. So, alright, let's get started anyways. This is my healer usually, but I think I'm gonna use him for attack here. So you can use some spells. We're gonna use this one. And I'm hoping that this is enough for my Lance guy to kill that character. Oops, I didn't... Yeah, well, it was enough. Yeah, these things here are also a really cool addition. These are generated from other players as well. So the purple ones are where someone has slain an enemy, and the yellow ones are where people have lost their characters. And when you go to these panels, then you can get some reward for it. And what's cool about that is that it really mixes up the way you play the map, right? Because first off, these are challenging. So wherever the person died there's usually a good reason for that, why you don't want to go to that panel. And the other thing is, these here, they sort of mix up the way you move on the map. I'm reaching access to the 3rd tier class long before I have mastered the 2nd tier class. So of course I don't know, should I go and bye bye. Should I go and max the 2nd class, or should I skip it because it just gives you a useless skill? I really don't know. So well, that wasn't enough still. Ah, well.
As expected.
As you can see, technically the game looks pretty rough. Like the frame rate really dropped in that special attack, for example. There's no anti-aliasing to speak of at all, which looks awful. Okay, so now all the bandits are taken care of.
You were wide open.
But of course we are after the big treasure over there, the monster. So this is actually quite good, because then I have some of my units positioned behind him. Alright, it's time to get going here. I will start with her, because that's what worked last time. So I'm gonna start using my battalion against him. And it may look like that will kill him, but nope, that's not how it works. He has several rounds of health. So it's more like Fire Emblem meets Monster Hunter or something. She was already high enough level. Oh well, it's fine. Alright, but we're not done with that yet. Now, he still has 2 remaining shield thingies on the back here that I need to get rid of. Maybe I need to try it like this. That could work. I hope that breaks the shield now. Yes, alright, now it's looking good. However, the round kinda ends now. No, actually, here I can do one more. And that's gonna kill him, actually. Yeah, Ferdinand is the one who kills everyone for some reason. Alright. Now it's over, though. Destruct manually. Yeah, I always do this manually. Yeah, so this is where I can instruct people, but it's just a small part. What's interesting, however, and most of these RPG things like the instruction here and what I showed you earlier, you can skip all of that stuff. And you can go to auto here, for example, and not worry about it. And I think that's how you will do it when you replay the games, which is very good to know, actually. Alright, and with that, I think I will conclude my video. I hope it was informative, and personally, again, I really liked the game, and I think if you give it a fair chance, you will as well.